You're staring at a problem. You've been staring at it for an hour, maybe a day. You're stuck in a mental loop. You tried the same solutions, you hit the same walls, and you feel that familiar, dull frustration. We have all been there. But what if the problem isn't the problem? What if the problem is how we're thinking about it? We live in an age of infinite information, but we are starving for wisdom. We mistake knowing a lot of facts for being good thinkers. But thinking isn't just a passive thing that happens to us, it's an active, dynamic process. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be broken down, understood, and mastered. Ancient philosophy and modern cognitive science have given us a map. They show us that effective thinking isn't one single thing, but a system of 5 core elements. Today, we are going to unlock that system. We will explore the 5 elements of effective thinking. And by the end of this video, you won't just have new information, you will have a new framework for solving problems, creating new ideas, and fundamentally changing your relationship with your own mind. Let's begin with the ground beneath our feet. The first element is earth. This is about understanding deeply. Most of us just scratch the surface. We get the gist of an idea. We memorize a fact for a test, and then it's gone. We read a headline, but not the article. This is shallow thinking. It's like building a skyscraper on a patch of sand. The earth element demands that you go deeper. It's about mastering the fundamentals. It's about breaking a concept down to its absolute core. The Socratic method, the foundation of Western philosophy, is built on this. Socrates would walk around Athens and ask seemingly simple questions. What is justice? What is courage? People would give him a simple answer, and he would gently, persistently ask, why? He would reveal that the things they thought they knew, they didn't really understand at all. He wasn't doing it to be annoying. He was showing that true wisdom begins with understanding the basics. How to practice this? When you learn something new, don't just ask what, ask why and how. If you're reading a book, don't just summarize the plot. Ask, what is the fundamental argument the author is making? If you're learning a new skill, don't just copy the steps. Understand why each step is necessary. Before you can build, you must have solid ground. That is the earth element. The second element is fire. This is about making mistakes. This sounds wrong, doesn't it? We are taught our whole lives to avoid failure. We are graded on being right. But fire is the element of transformation. Fire takes a raw material and, through intense heat and pressure, turns it into something new. Failure is the heat for your mind. Ineffective thinkers see a mistake and they stop. They conclude, I'm not smart enough, or this is impossible. An effective thinker sees a mistake and asks, why did this happen? And what can I learn from this? The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche had a concept he called amor fati, love of one's fate. This isn't just passively accepting what happens, it's loving it. It's loving the challenges, the struggles, and the failures because you understand that they are the very things forging you into someone stronger. How to practice this? Fail productively. Try something you know you're not good at. When you hit a wall, don't retreat. Analyze the failure. Write down exactly what went wrong. Write down one specific thing you can change in your next attempt. Embrace the fire. Don't be afraid to get burned. It's the only way to forge a new idea.
The third element is air. This is about raising questions. Air is all around us, invisible but essential. Questions are the air that your ideas breathe. Without them, your thinking suffocates. Most of us are answer-focused. We want the solution, the final word. But as the writer Voltaire said, judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. The quality of your thoughts is directly proportional to the quality of your questions. Bad questions are passive. What's the answer? Good questions are active. What if the opposite were true? What am I currently assuming that I don't have to assume? What is the most important part of this problem? How to practice this? Before you try to solve any problem, spend at least 10 minutes only writing down questions about it. Don't try to answer them, just generate questions. Ask why 5 times. The 5 whys technique. Question the premise. If the problem is, I don't have enough time, ask, is it really a lack of time or is it a lack of priorities? The air element is about cultivating a powerful, relentless curiosity. It's what separates a passive consumer of ideas from an active creator of them. Element 4 is water. This is about following the flow of ideas. Water is fluid. It connects things. It finds the path of least resistance. It takes the shape of its container. Ineffective thinking is rigid. It puts ideas into separate concrete boxes. This is a science problem. This is an art problem. Effective thinking is fluid. It sees the connections. It lets one idea flow into the next, even if they seem unrelated. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." He meant that everything is in constant flux, in a constant state of flow. Your thoughts are the same. An idea is not a static thing. It's a stepping stone. When you have a new idea, don't just stop and admire it. Ask, what does this idea lead to? What does this connect with? Element 5, the quintessence, the aether. This is the final element, change. This is the goal. The other 4 elements are not just academic exercises, they are tools for transformation. You see, you can't just be earth. If you only understand the fundamentals, you become a rigid expert, unable to innovate. You can't just be fire. If you only make mistakes without understanding, that's not learning. That's just chaos. You can't just be air. If you only ask questions, you become a cynic, never landing on a solution. And you can't just be water. If you only follow the flow, you risk drifting without purpose. True, effective thinking is the combination of all 4. It's the dynamic process of using them together. You lay a new foundation, earth. You test it until it breaks, fire. You ask why it broke, air. You connect that insight to another idea, water, and you change. You and your idea are transformed. This is the ultimate purpose of philosophy, not just to know things, but to change how you see the world, and in doing so, to change yourself. So, here is my question for you. Look at your own thought patterns. Which element do you avoid? Are you afraid to dig deep and master the fundamentals, earth? Are you terrified of being wrong, fire? Have you stopped asking why, air? Are your ideas stuck in rigid boxes, water? Let me know in the comments below. What is the one element you are going to practice this week? Thank you for thinking with me today.